Hey guys, Woods Farm here, Project 222, back out in the garage. Today we're going to pick up where we left off in the last video, and we're going to continue working on the rear engine deck, so stick around and check it out. Okay, so I've already finished cutting that other passenger side plate out. I'm not going to show that because it's repetition of the work that we already did on the driver's side plate. However, I am going to show you the process of fabricating that top plate. I believe I'm going to fabricate that out of a number of smaller pieces that I'm going to weld together. So let's get over to the vehicle and get started. There's the driver's side plate. This material I salvaged, and it is kind of rough. So I'm probably going to have to do quite a bit of sanding on it just to clean it up and get it ready. I'm not going to show you that. It's just going to be a bunch of sanding, pretty boring. So we're going to move on to some more interesting stuff. Okay, here's the pattern for the top plate. And you can see the large opening for the hatch. I think to save materials, the best thing to do would be to break this up into 4 pieces. And then I'll be able to use some of these smaller leftover pieces of metal. I want to keep this as a reference, so I think I'm going to take the time and make separate cardboard patterns for each of the 4 pieces, and that way when I piece them back together, I'll have kind of a reference, a guide. So let's get started at patterning this out. Okay, there's that top plate completed. I've welded in the corner wedges to kind of round off those corners, and I also added a 3/4 inch angle around the inside edge, the perimeter. That's for two reasons. When I welded in the corner wedges, it kind of warped out of alignment. It was fairly flat up until that point, but then it warped. So adding that angle around the edge kind of flattened it out quite a bit. The other reason is when you open up the hatch, when the vehicle is going to be completed, when you have that angle on there, it makes the plate look a lot thicker than it actually is. So it gives the illusion that it's a thick, 3/4 inch, 1 inch thick plate, as opposed to, like 14 gauge sheet metal. Going to set up and sand these plates, but then the next thing I want to work on is the flange here on the lower edge. You can see there's a flange on this plate, so what we need to do is basically add the same sort of thing down along this edge, and that's going to give a nice spot for the engine deck to rest on when it's completed. Okay, I ran out of time for today, but I've got the majority of the engine deck figured out. There's still a few minor things that need to happen and some slight adjustments I think I can make. Okay, here's what we've got so far. Those three main plates are put together. Really happy with how it fits up on that seam on the passenger side. Looks good. This seam right here, I think it can be a little better down there. I think I can make some minor adjustments and get it to fit just a little bit better. So I'm going to work on that when I get a chance. And I need to drill the holes on that flange. And that is how the whole thing is going to get bolted down along that bottom edge and also up there along the top edge. Okay guys, I'm going to wrap this video up here. The majority of that rear engine deck is completed and it looks really good on the car. Really excited to see things start to take shape. We're going to be working on the rear fenders in the next video, I think, and possibly patterning out that rear fold-down hatch for the engine cover. So stick around and check that out. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And as always, thanks for watching.